just want her brought home.
Friends and family crying out for Mary Haley Scott's return home. Welcome to Newswatch at 6, everyone. I'm Yasmin Rodriguez. Well, in their first on-camera interview, Stephen and Sheila Vaught, who Haley Scott lived with before her disappearance, are speaking out. Newswatch reporter Anna Saunders traveled to Virginia today to hear them out.
Well, as you could see from that earlier clip, emotions ran high in Wythe County, Virginia at the home of Stephen and Sheila Vaught. This was the last place Mary lived before she left on what was supposed to be a business trip to Florida. December 10th was the last day Sheila saw her face, and the 13th was the last day she heard her voice on the phone. She reported her missing on the 15th, and police sent out that report on Monday. But as people who have been friends with her for about a decade, what events in her life led up to that, and what have their lives been like since they reported her missing? I spoke with them today to get their timeline. Stephen Vaught worked alongside Mary Haley Scott's ex-boyfriend at a towing company and met her through work. He, his wife Sheila, and Mary have been friends since then, as they consider her a daughter. They've seen Mary through some of her most difficult times, including her most recent marriage, one the Vaught's say was full of abuse. When Mary admitted herself to a hospital for mental health issues, she did not want to go back home to her husband, retired state trooper Bill Scott.
And when she got out, she called me to see if I would come and get her. I went and picked her up, and she come here and stayed with us for a while, and then went and stayed with other friends. And she basically just wanted to get away from her husband that she said had been beating on her.
So Mary moved in with them in their home outside of Speedwell, Virginia on the first week of August. And although the Vaught's said there were no incidents or points of contact they knew of between Mary and her estranged husband, they say he was able to figure out where she was when she put in her new Kia on their shared insurance. On December 3rd, Mary went out for a pack of cigarettes.
But I started worrying whenever she had been gone for a while, and I tried to call her. She was very upset and crying. When she come in, her shirt had been ripped half off of her and the jacket, and she had places on her face where she had been attacked. She told me she didn't know who the people were at the time.
Despite Sheila's encouragement, Mary did not report the incident that night, but then she was pulled over by an unmarked vehicle and asked for her ID by an officer out of uniform. She thought that was odd, and according to Sheila, that was the incident she initially reported to police and when Wythe County Sheriff's Department asked about her black eyes. According to the criminal complaint, Mary alleges that her estranged husband, Bill Scott, and another man followed her to a church parking lot, pulled her out of her car, and punched and choked her. Shortly after this, Mary began working for a marketing company, and she was headed to Florida for pitch meetings that Sheila had set up. The day she left for Florida, December 10th, was the day she was indicted for grand larceny.
She went down there for business. I set up appointments. I know for a fact she never made the very last appointment that was scheduled. She was living out of her car because she had no money. And now her car can't be found and she can't be found.
And then the weird messages started coming in from her personal Facebook account.
We started getting weird messages asking about the VIN number of her car. She's not stupid. She knows where to find the VIN number of her car. We were told she's dead. Her car was going to be delivered and her phone back to West Virginia. Supposedly her phone has been pinged in West Virginia.
And she's not supposed to be anywhere close to West Virginia. She's supposed to be in Florida.
But now, despite the twists and turns, there are no new leads, leaving everyone wondering where she is and what happened to her. Her cigarette butt still in the ashtray and belongings still in the house. And her favorite chair at the Vaught's home sits empty.
I mean, she's like my kid, and I love her.
Just let us know you're okay. If you're okay, let us know you're okay.
And the Vaught's are unsure whether she's in West Virginia, Florida, or anywhere. But of course, if you have any information about her whereabouts, you are encouraged to call 911 or the Raleigh County Sheriff's Department. For now, I'm Anna Saunders reporting live in the studio. Now back to you, Yasmin.